Chapter 17, leadership. Time flies, right? We are getting into our very last modules, which is module 6. It's about the leading. This is a very important module. If you remember, we have 4 functions of the manager or managerial roles, right? But the leadership, for sure, we are more talk about the people, human, right? Or employee, people-oriented, human-oriented. This is a very, I have to say, very important, but also very challenging topic. We are, learning how to lead or effectively lead our employees. Before I started chapter 17, actually, I want to, select one section from chapter 6 because we don't have enough time. I want to introduce the individual difference. As a leader, you need to know your employees are all different. We have a term, we call it the situational leadership. We will get into that. So when we talk about individual, the first thing we talk about is the personality, or we call individual traits. Personality or individual traits. In the past, like 10 years ago, this was very popular. Hiring people, they test or they measure the personality. Let's say that assess the management trainee or managers, right? So we call it development center, assessment center. They also take personality into consideration. We are thinking, leadership, you should have this personality, this characteristics, but actually there's no evidence that the leadership has the specific traits. Personality somehow give us indication how the personality will affect their leadership or management effectiveness, managerial, right, effectiveness. From one person to another, we all have different personal attributes. Like this is the personality is the set of the psychological and the behavioral attributes that distinguish one person from another. Actually, I don't want to, read from the textbook. What are they, right? I quickly copy paste this table 16.1 key personality attributes that we talk about in the workplace. A different degree, locus of control, right? So whether they believe that they have the control, they believe that their behavior has a directly impact or control on the consequence. Authoritarianism, also it's a degree that whether they beliefs, power, status, right? Dogmatism, this is like people's belief of is openness to others' viewpoints, right? Open or close mindset. And then the self-esteem, which is the individual beliefs she or he is worthwhile, right? So this is like a trust yourself or believe in yourself. The risk propensity, right? Risk averse or risk lover. So this is different, like the attributes that we talk about in the workplace. As you can see, right? So how a manager look like? What attributes they need? We use this in the hiring process. Actually, what I want to introduce you is about it's called a DISC model, D-I-S-C model. I'm still considering whether make it optional or not. So once you check the homework, the assignment, the homework, you will know whether I, have made my mind. The DISC model, it shows, the four basic styles of personality. Also, we call this the DISC behavioral matrix, all right? So we put the people into these 4 different zones. From this side, this is the task or work-oriented. The beneath is the people, individual or people-oriented. So this is the 2 different, let's say, orientation. They didn't mention about this, the lead, the product, the tell. This side is about the extroverted. And then the other side is about the introverted. So as you can see, we try to, fit the personality style, right, into this model, this behavioral matrix. D, about to dominate, direct. So likes to control, can be aggressive. So this is one, let's say that the personality style. And then if we talk about the task oriented, C is more like a compliant, correct. Other keywords we can talk about organized and then controlled, analytical, introvert, right? Introvert. When we talk about the people-oriented or human-oriented, we have also these two sets. I means influential, right? Influence others, interested, passion, right? Actually, I have another like supporting picture. Keywords called the animated, right? Target, right? And then the positive, enthusiastic. Also, we use I. This is the DISC model. This is actually another similar. Use a different terms. I just want you to know that actually we can interpret this into different model. That's why we have so many different models. S, this is introvert. And then steady, stable. Other keywords including like steady, right? Stable or considerate, gentle, agreeable. Okay, it seems different styles of personality. This is more fit for different positions, like the managerial roles, like the administration, accountant roles. Talk about like internal, like engineer, programmers. The DISC model was like very popular hiring process, but also DISC model used to promote managers. I don't talk too much because this DISC model, for this, let's say, behavioral matrix or styles of personality, actually it is very straightforward. I have some supporting material. So when we talk about the individual difference, we have to talk about the perception. People, we recognize, interpret the information about the surrounding environment, how we call it the perception. People in the workplace, they also have different perception. More talk about like, the so-called the selective perception, which is trying to only, screen out the information we are uncomfortable. And then also, we are trying to categorizing people on basis of single attributes. So this is, we call it stereotyping. Until people have different perceptions about the environment, about the company. We are the manager. We need to, or we are the leader, right? We want to effectively lead the people. We need to know that, know their opinion, know what they are thinking. Attitudes are different. Attitudes are something that they already show, right? Because they have the belief, feelings that about the specific idea, situation, other people. This is the attitude. Attitude is shown, right? Shown to the others. So this is already become like an observable. Although we have, different attitudes, we call this affective components, right? But the feelings, emotions, cognitive components, right? But we are more talking about the intentional components. Because we are talking about the attitudes in the workplace, right? We want to know how individuals expect to behave towards towards or in the situation. These attitudes can be changed. The attitude towards the company, the attitudes towards the job, the attitudes towards the others. We are more trying to talk about the positive attitude, but you have to admit there are many negative attitudes. I just focus on this intentional component to start our discussion. Not like the personality. Personality is already there. It's easy to assess the personality and then fit individuals into different positions. But the attitudes can be changed. Later on, we talk about the leadership. We also talk about the motivation. We talk about the rewards. We talk about the teamwork, communication. The idea is trying to change their attitude, turn their attitudes towards the positive direction. Let's maintain the positive attitude. One thing, which is about the job satisfaction or dissatisfaction. The last couple points we talk about this difference, right? Individual difference is about the performance-based difference. We have talked about the performance appraisal, right? We have this so-called the expected behaviors. We want the employee to contribute, right? To perform. As the manager, as the leader, we want to maintain their good performance, to achieve the goals. Bad attitude will cause bad performance. We call this withdrawal behaviors. Although this is not yet the performance, right? Because maybe they are dissatisfied. Maybe they have negative attitude towards the work environment or towards other colleagues, right? But anyway, they have this withdrawal behavior that they don't want to contribute, right? So they are withdraw from being committed, right? And they also sometimes they take the sick leaves a lot, absentees. They can quit, right? So this causes the turnover. You have to hire new. It takes time. It takes cost, right? The hiring process. We have to train, right? We have to develop. We have to teach, coaching, mentoring, right? If it is a manager, it becomes more complicated. If they have the withdrawal behavior, it is contagious. That means they will affect the other people. Other people will have the withdrawal behavior. We want them to have we call the performance behavior, because this is like a normal, right? The normal behavior. Withdrawal behavior is the worst, right? Performance behavior, this is the normal, or let's say the common. There will be higher performance. We call this organizational citizenship. They behave very positive with the passion, fully engaged, right? They work more than they should. When I, worked in my previous company, I was I am having this so-called this organizational citizenship behavior. Here, I'm not yet getting to this performance appraisal. Performance is the output, the outcome. When we talk about this behavior, the difference cause different performance. Let me stop here.